Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm out here at Heritage Tractor and Adrian picking up the planter parts. Saw this Vermeer baler, had to stop by and check it out. I picked up 50 acres of custom hay this year, so you'll be seeing me use an older Vermeer, and I wanted to check out the 605N. I think it's a 605L that we run on our farm. Pretty clean. I'm a Vermeer fan. You guys let me know what balers you like. We do run a John Deere Moco though, those are hard to beat. So, just like checking out equipment when I'm at the dealer lot. Now this is the goal here, whenever we can afford one and get big enough. I don't think I'd like a 8RT though, because I think these back tracks burn up pretty bad. I did want to walk over here and check out this 8RX. But with as much roading as I do, I don't think an 8RX or tracks, any kind of tracks for that matter, would work very well for me. 8R250. And I will say I was looking at this Kinsey whenever I was planter shopping, but it's only an 8-row 30, so, or actually, yeah, 8-row 30, that's what it is. 3500. It does have the liquid fertilizer set up and everything, but I just wanted to find something with split rows. This thing is right down the road, so that would have worked out all right, but I think I'm happy with what we got. I will say that the last video was definitely a win for the haters out there, but today we've got our planter parts. I just talked to Jeff here at Heritage to get me fixed up with that monitor, and I think it's going to be a redemption day, and we're hopefully going to get some corn seed in the ground. So hit that subscribe button if you're new, give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, and wish me luck today. Like I said, this is definitely a win for all the haters out there, seeing me break down with my planter within 100 foot of putting the first seed in the ground. But I promise all the good guys out there, a win is coming for you. We're going to get this planter fixed up and hopefully be putting some seed in the ground. I picked up this vacuum hose from Heritage Tractor, and it instantly reminded me of a classic movie out there where Cousin Eddie is out there emptying the RV, and the rich fancy neighbor comes out for a jog, instantly looks over at Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie looks back at the rich neighbor, said, "Merry Christmas, shitter was full." So the first person that can name that movie reference, I will pin your comment at the top. On a serious note though, I'm going to take this sewer hose, stick it up to this end of the fitting, and then I'm going to take it over to our vacuum and cut it right there and make sure it's the right length. But basically it's got to go up, and it doesn't go, or maybe it should go in here. Let's try that. Or let me see what the other side looks like. The other side is outside that, so I don't need to go in there. So basically it'll sit right in here, and then I need to work it over to that fitting. It's a good start there, so got that roughly laid in here, and then this hose, I need to run it under this one, but through this gap, and then up to the vacuum. And what I think happened was this probably broke on the last guy, and he just shortened it up enough, and then it was so old that I just went ahead and split out once I started using it. Might have to hop up here, get this fished on. That looks pretty dang good right there. Got that end of the hose tightened up. I think I kind of like where we're sitting right about there. And if anyone's got any tips for routing these hoses and you see me doing something wrong, don't hesitate to leave a comment and let me know. I went and looked at the other side, and it was just kind of flopped up there like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it up here. And then if I need to zip tie it later to keep it tucked in here, I will. The vacuum hose repair is done. I think we'll go ahead and fire it up, turn the vacs on, and make sure we don't have any other leaks. So to turn the vacs on, I just click SCV3 into float. That one just kicked on, and I kick 4 into float, or continuous, and then it kicks on over there. Sure is loud. Let's see if we got flow now. Yep. Something I noticed this morning is that this airbag right here that runs the ground drive system, it looks like it's aired up, but it actually is not plumbed, so you have to air it up yourself. And then I need to make sure the pressure's still up on that tire right there. Well, I think we're ready to take this thing to the field and give her another go. So you haters, get your thumbs down button ready. Our speed is registering, so we had the right harness. We'll go just run up this track we were on yesterday. Time to give her a go. We don't have our GPS signal, but this is what I'm most worried about, is seeing if we can figure out this 350. Turn our fans on. Drop this thing in the ground. Turn it over to plant. I need to drop my hitch down. Somewhere in there. About 1600 RPM. All the gauges for vacuum look good. Let's see what she'll do. All these rails are still failing. Let's give her a little bit of time. Well, nothing seems to be working. And I'll admit, this is a little frustrating. I've been fighting this thing and finally got it working. Well, I'm starting to get this problem identified. I just spent the last hour pulling my hair out, looking through the book, trying to understand how the 350 monitor up in the tractor communicates to the row sensors on the planter, and what harness that is, where those wires route through. And it goes through this connector on the back of the tractor here. And from what I can tell, the tractor sends power to the sensors. The sensors have flash like an image or some sort of light beam, and it identifies this if a kernel passes through it, and then it sends that signal back to the 350 monitor. And so I cleaned all those connections, dug around because I needed to get something that could go into basically a tube. And so I was like, well, I got a gun cleaning kit in my old bedroom at my parents' house. So let me go get that. So that's what I did. And now I think that connector is just too loose because I was having problems with the planter raising up. And usually whenever you start identifying problems and you start seeing some symptoms, it'll lead you to the problem. So I got down here and couldn't lift the planter, and then now the row marker won't go out. And on top of it all, I'm not receiving GPS signal. So all this fancy technology is making me pull my hair out today. And this isn't even the latest and greatest, but we'll get it figured out and get some seed in the ground. But what you just saw was the planter monitor working, and it was all the row units were working. It was scanning them all. It was showing population. So we're getting closer, but I got so much to do this week, and I still have to work my full-time job and do different things. So it's a lot trying to be a part-time farmer, but we're gonna make it happen. Rolled over 8300 sure is a sight with that planter on the back though, but let's dig up a row and see what we got going on. Let's go right in here. And it was reading 26,000. I have it set a little lower than that, but I didn't go very far, so there's a lot of good moisture in the ground. I think that was a seed. Yep, right in there, right at about 2 inches. If you guys can see that. Pop them up. We should have one, I think it'd be like 5 inches or so. Oh, yep, kicked it up right there. Should be another one in here. Somewhere. There we go. I don't know if there's still one somewhere in there or not, but at least we're getting some seed in the ground and there's moisture in the dirt. One thing about Missouri, and pretty much anywhere kind of in the lower Midwest and then into the South, is we can get 5 inches of rain and be super wet like we have been in the past month, but it takes just a handful of 80-90 degree days and we are back in a drought. So hopefully we can get this seed to germinate and pop right up. So I'm still having some intermittent problems at this connector, and so I popped it open and look at all the dirt that came out. So I'm going to try to take this apart and see if we can get it cleaned up a little better. I think this has turned out to be more of an 8300 problem, but I'm going to go ahead and pull these wires out, cut them, strip back new wire, and then reconnect the connector and get it bolted back in. Since that bottom screw for the terminal is so corroded I can't get it undone, I'm just going to cut this off and go get a new connector. Does it suck to have to spend an hour going and getting apart? Yes. Is it going to save me time the rest of the week when I'm trying to plant corn? Also yes. So, and everyone's saying I got too nice of a tractor, too new of a tractor for what I'm farming. This thing's 30 years old, and here's a good example of the problems you have when you run older equipment. Came down to Heritage Tractor in Clinton, so I'm making all the rounds today, but check out this difference. So here's the old connector, all crusty. Check out the new one, nice and shiny in the back, and then look at that, nice and shiny on the inside. So hopefully a little bit of time spent now saves us some time in the future. But we got to get back to work and get to planting. Time to take our bag of parts and get this tractor fixed. It's already 3 o'clock today. It might have just been a handful of minutes for you guys, but I've been pulling my hair out all day, and hate it or love it, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with this. Got it rewired. I wish there weren't unmarked wires that are all the same color, but anyways, this connection is way tighter. I just got it setting up there. I'm going to fire the tractor up and we're going to see if it runs the functions of the monitor and the planer fold, and then get it buttoned up. So we at least have our markers, and then let's see if the planer will drop down. Oh yeah. Lift it up. There we go. Let's make sure the 350 fires back up. And it'll start showing failed because we're not planting. I guess all we can do now is button her up and try it out. I even have flashers now. And when I first took this planter off, when we pulled it off the lowboy, I noticed that we didn't have flashers. So these tractors will tell you there's something wrong. You just got to pay attention to it and listen. So is the old 8300 giving us some fits. This tractor's been good. We hit over 50 hours of use on it, and actually rolled over to 8,000 hours whenever Jeff was out here from Heritage and we were running through some dry runs with it. But it's time to get this harnessing back to being buttoned up and get this thing back in the field. Well guys, it's been a frustrating day. I got the tractor buttoned up, fixed that connector in the back, got the 350 monitor working, took the tractor down and back, thought it was working good, picked it up on the end, heard a pop out back at the planter, looked back and was like, what the heck was that? And blew apart the impeller for the vacuum. So that really sucks. And then I ran down to the dealership, got a new one, but I can't get this one off, and I've tried hitting this shaft for the blower motor, the hydraulic motor, and I don't want to break it. But it's set up for a puller, so I'm gonna have to get a puller and properly pull it off. I also ordered this shaft, or this idler arm that the chain drive rides on, because that chain also popped off. Turns out I picked out the wrong one there, so I gotta reorder another one. But this planter, it's been a frustrating day with it. The 8300 also giving us some fits. But that's just part of it, you know. It'd be nice to call a technician out here and have all this stuff taken care of, but I'd lose all my profit doing that. And seems like being a small farmer, half the time you're being a mechanic too. So it is what it is. I really can't control it. I do know if I had bought that Kinsey, I probably would be planting right now. Could have a lot done, but maybe once we get this planter rolling, you know, I can't return it. I can't go get a refund. I can't give it back. So I hope once it gets rolling, I get these bugs figured out that we can cover some ground. But to be honest with you guys, I got to show you the bad because it just wouldn't be real if I didn't. And that vacuum motor blowing apart was my fault. I had the SCV set wrong. I thought I could go up to 10. Turns out I don't have an inline control valve, so I was supposed to start at 2 and I had them at 7. So I think I'm gonna get that fixed and then start at 2 gallons per minute and work my way up based on how it's planting. It's just it's been one of those days. This planter has been a headache, and I've been getting an education forcefully really quick. So hope you guys been enjoying it. Let me know what your biggest planter screw up so far has been. That's definitely mine, and it was self-inflicted. Just sucks, you know. Luckily got a decent stretch of weather, but I would have liked to have been a little further along now. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you would, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, we will catch you on the next one.